I'm not back again, a motherfucker never left. Still trying to make sense in the nation of death. 1 million abortions a year, countless animals slain, hundreds of thousands slaughtered by the doctors and the state. Sponsored killing thousands at home and abroad. From police in the streets to troops, tanks and bombs, drawn into service of authoritarian government, bullying the masses that are stuck on some other shit. I wonder if subtleness is lost upon the population. Is it just me? Can you see the indoctrination? Replace an observation with regurgitating nonsense. State-run education's got you blind to the bondage. Consuming pop culture's got you thinking it's hot shit. Found out the other day I'm on a government watch list. Yo, I'll never be platinum, bet you hear that again. Took 3 years to get here, this is album number 10. Yo, I'll never be platinum, bet you hear that again. Took 3 years to get here, this is album number 10. Yo, I'll never be platinum, bet you hear that again. Took 3 years to get here, this is album number 10. Yo, I'll never be platinum, bet you hear that again. Took 3 years to get here, this is album number 10. This is the one and only Smoke, time to do it again. Took 3 years to get here, this is album number 10. Yo, I'll never be platinum, never top the music charts, never be on TV, or have my work considered art. Hard to say people get less than they deserve, when even an unborn child's life has no worth. I'll never have a statue, never make some college speech, never have some fucking honorary posthumous degree, or any other honor bestowed upon the false idols. Repeating the same old talking points in echo chamber unbridled. Survival of the truth does not depend upon the system, it depends upon only those with the wisdom to listen. Division deepens in our culture with emotion killing reason. So you never ask questions if you never start thinking. I see him pushing the idea of a measles outbreak. It's been 4 years since it killed here in the States, and even then it was just a single solitary person. The sort of fact that doesn't fit with the media's version, wording everything to profiteer off of the panic, while Governor Inslee grandstands off of the madness. Back in D.C. they scream for government funds, and even right now I've noticed not a single one politician trying to end the U.S. empire abroad is shutting down NASA's multi-trillion-dollar fraud. See, there's money for bombs and there's money for rockets, but no money for the people and no money in your pocket. Still no clean water for people living in Flint, but new cars and new guns for your local government. See, rent is getting bigger, cost of living getting higher. Seems to be a pattern when you keep electing them liars, inspired by the money that they can make off the fools. Free healthcare, free school, free to be a fucking tool, free to do everything just exactly as you told, free to be another number, never breaking the mold. When will you heal? Take a backseat to truth. Still so convinced that no one would lie to you. Looking for a meaning and you're standing with others. Trying to find a purpose you have yet to uncover. Another day, another dollar, if you can even get it. Most other rappers are so braggadocious, pathetic. I said it, you can take your flow session and shove it. Fuck it, I don't care how many other people love it. The public clings to anything that helps them forget responsibility, reality, and their own debt. Instead of keeping it real, you're still living in space. Talking time travel, mind battles, or some alien race. I've had enough of all of this childish nonsense. Check your ego at the door and explore being honest. I promise it'll help you grow into a better sort of human. Even if the rest, love and death is still pursuing. Mind blooming as I try to gain a better understanding of the information, making mass perception expansion potentially possible on a scale rarely seen. I have a reality, I don't need a motherfucking dream. Stream of consciousness rap, fuck the NOI. A bunch of bigoted twits, spitting lies till they die. From Farrakhan to Yakub, it's insane what you'll buy. Still enslaved by the same stupid shit in your mind. Blinded by the light of Masonic doctrine, where division's intrinsic to your own mental problem, solving with logic applied consistently. But how is it possible when you're twisting the history? A symphony of sycophants may still kiss your ass because the populace doesn't understand rap. So the fact of the matters, you are anything but woke when you keep your audience going nowhere real slow. You know who I'm talking about. I don't need names, I don't need gimmicks to keep my fans engaged. So the way certain people claim to oppose greed contrasts the way they demand money from you and me. I understand some people want to make rap a career, but when they demand cash to rap with me while I volunteer, it shows hypocrisy most listeners will never know, and how your whack ass will never be equal with smoke. So don't claim detachment from materialism if you're still submerged, swimming in the same motherfucking system. Your vision isn't wisdom if your only skepticism is directed at the people trying to break you out of prison. Your decision's less important than who's making it for you. Do you control your thoughts, or are they someone else's too? Truth can set you free if you'd only try to seek it. You don't need David Icke to understand the biggest secret. 26 years old with a heart full of pain. This world is so strange, but yo, I'm still unfazed. While I blaze another bowl as I read and I reflect upon my own understanding of the current subject. Sunset, sunrise, do it another 100 times before I even begin to try to make up my mind. No rhyme and no rap can really change how you think, and life passes by your eyes as soon as you blink. Drinking anything but water cause you don't like the taste. Eating anything but healthy cause you love the fucking waste. Chasing dreams, at least the ones sold every day, but never questioning why you live in this way. Shades of gray only if you lack the discernment to observe media and to recognize the purpose. Hurling verbiage designed to make you think a certain way. Got you buying poison products while they rot your fucking brain. You refrain from making waves cause you're comfortable and numb. As long as it's easy, most don't care what is done. Guns don't kill people, neither do knives. It's the hand that operates that ends another life. Why is that so hard for the masses to understand? Knowing these motherfuckers, they'll probably ban hands. Bland propaganda for a bland population. Never seen so much weakness in a single location as at mass political rallies for the right and the left. Consumerism meets government and all I see is debt. Bankrolling promises to make this country safer, great. A few trillion here and there for the welfare state. Late term abortions legalized, I thought you knew. Now they already promoting post-birth abortion too, through constant repetition. They got you where they intended, claiming to fight for rights while you're supporting eugenics. I'm finished. Peace. Sometimes I'm discouraged by the shills and the haters, but then I see plainly daily numbers growing greater as the labor of a few can change the views of millions. See deception undone, the sun's crepuscular brilliance. The killing everywhere clouds my sunny disposition. If we don't change ourselves, we're never gonna change the system. A vision of compassion seen in my homie Eric's work showed me every single life in this world has worth and deserves to be respected unless it tries to deprive the life or the rights of others like you and I. Try to break the mold they sold you into in your youth and see not a single curve of proof, emotion to boot. Truth doesn't change, though the lies so often do. Facts speak for themselves, the earth doesn't fucking move. Accruing numbers by the second, we're gonna take this world back, because despite all the lies, we can see the earth's flat. Smoking Dubai, burning through another globe. Reawaken God consciousness, they wanna leave broke. We are all part of creation, that's a self-apparent fact. Even if they finally shut us down, the world is still flat. They can lock me up in chains, they can blow my fucking brains, they can leave my work in flames, but the truth will never change. They can block a million videos, they can make up the stats, they can purge the whole internet, the earth is still flat.
Earth is a level, motionless plane with the sun, moon, and stars revolving over and around us, just as you experience every day. You are not living on a tilting, wobbling, spinning sphere pair with bendy oceans and upside-down people in Australia. You cannot dig a hole to China and find more sky below you. Water cannot curve around and cling to a ball, no matter how many times you say gravity grabs it. You know, gravity. It just grabs everything and sticks it to the globe.
It's smoking Dubai, burning through another globe. Reawaken God consciousness, they wanna leave broke. We are all part of creation, that's a self-apparent fact. Even if they finally shut us down, the world is still flat. They can lock me up in chains, they can blow my fucking brains, they can leave my work in flames, but the truth will never change. They can block a million videos, they can make up the stats, they can purge the whole internet, the earth is still flat. It's smoking Dubai, burning through another globe. Reawaken God consciousness, they wanna leave broke. We are all part of creation, that's a self-apparent fact. Even if they finally shut us down, the world is still flat. They can lock me up in chains, they can blow my fucking brains, they can leave my work in flames, but the truth will never change. They can block a million videos, they can make up the stats, they can purge the whole internet, the earth is still flat. Everyone is struggling in the cycle of debt, living day in, day out, just trying to forget the lives that they live, paying money to crooks. Nobody reads it all, much less reads books. So how do we change it? Instead of just bitching, let's change first, then we can change the system. As long as we're dependent upon others for solutions, we're not in any place to overthrow these institutions. Pollution isn't solved with another fucking tax. Racism doesn't come from some motherfucking hats. While we act like fools, the violence grows in perpetuity. Shooting children up with poison while the parents pay usury. Incredulity reserved only for those who don't abide exclusively inside the corporatocracy's confines, which defines a people as the willingly enthralled, called goyim outright by those who lack the very balls to face us in a fight. So they're using subterfuge, identity politics, and mass substance abuse. They keep us stuck in a cycle of cultural implosion, run by the very insane who claim to be God's chosen. Suppose then, if you will, how many buy this fucking lunacy? Self-fulfilling prophecy built upon mass dupery. So you can see how fluently some people speak deceit while they try to wield control over how the people think. The stink of weakness hangs upon Western culture. Just look at the fools destroying statues and sculptures, rather than respecting history so they can learn from it. They destroy, deny, and hide it underneath some dumb shit. The public wasn't informed, or if they do, they don't care. The violence that they justify has nonconformists scared, preparing for the struggle, getting rougher by the second. They can only keep us down so long as we the people let them. Peace. They lie to me daily, I don't let it faze me. But the more I think about it, dude, the more it seems crazy. Shady motherfuckers have got you living a lie. When money is the only thing for which you ever strive. Dead alive, zombies spending more at the store on all the trifling shit that they could never afford. I deplore that over 70% of us are dying in debt in the so-called land of plenty. Don't you ever forget that the system we pay from the cradle to grave has no interest in freedom, just deceive and enslave, draining money from us every day with prohibitive taxes to fund their imperialistic international clashes. Fascists or technocrats, it's all the motherfucking same. Well, back here at home, domestic cops are all fully trained to shoot on sight like a white if they say that you're a threat, while CNN and Fox News and all the lies they inject excuse your understanding to demand what they want. The same major police state that propaganda always fought. See, we live in a system that best resembles a prison in which we are conditioned to accept someone else's vision of imperialism, fascistic colonialism, material living given to billions that starve for the millions, while killer rolls on for all the cameras still filming, filling death and diaspora in the minds of the children, instilling militarism as twisted patriotism through repetition until war's an American tradition. A villain in some comic book couldn't come close to what someone like Smoke always tries to expose. His ideas too, truth interspersed with opinions and stats. $639 billion we will never get back was spent this year on the American military, or rather the companies that act as arms dealer mercenaries. We're the very people that they leech off of right now. To simply say no, then it would be lights out for the war machine that's been running our country, making trillions off the victims for a god they call money, power, wealth, privilege, rights, or social status. A dozen euphemisms for getting fat, living lavish on the backs of others, profiteering off of blood, while over half of Americans straight addicted to drugs, nicotine, caffeine, sugar, painkillers, and more. And nearly every single one available at your store. A war on you through all sorts of propaganda, business or government, news networks and cameras, slander, libel, shit stirring, and shill intention. A sick exhibition of human condition demented for a love of material that will never be sated. So they keep on lying, just trying to make it. I'm out of patience. presented as fact, unless like the rest, you just learn to love the trap that they got you living in. Same shit, different day, never to find the time to even look at the change. You're locked in, boxed in, constant state of confusion. That's how they got the populace at the depth of delusion to believe in meat is necessary for a healthy life. Believe in war is necessary for a peaceful time. The ignorance and arrogance on display every second. Henpecks the rest in two, never asking them questions about a world of history, government, and religion. From whence derives the authority by which they run the system? Can a difference be made by the demoralized masses? With arbitrary line cross makes the government fascist, taxes grow higher, as does the body count abroad. While your rights lessen daily, strangely you'll still applaud for another fucking actor or someone who plays sports. Who cares about the laws, the war, or the courts? Just more of the same obsession of self-distraction. How few fucking people possess some sort of passion for anything greater than the person in the mirror. We aren't living on a ball. Let me make that crystal clear. A bit of investigation would reveal to you as much, but to know the answer, you'd actually have to give a fuck. What other sort of lies are you holding up as truth? The government runs the drugs and terrorism to boot. Nuclear power is really nothing more than just steam, but fear-based propaganda has got you thinking the green. Glowing rocks releasing poison is some sort of reality. Most motherfuckers don't even know what radiation means, but dreaming of all the same shit you've seen in the movies. Has critical thinking dead? Instead you'd never listen to much less debate me with more than just played out insults. Neil Tyson is a rapist, face it, y'all are in a cult. The sort of morons who used to say cigarettes were safe. If you're fucking house slave, get out my motherfucking face. Waste of space type, going destroying themselves completely. They can end my very life, but they will never fucking beat me. I'm seething at the lunacy that can't seem to be undone. You say the system's racist, but only the cops should have the guns. Dumb shit that one bit of logic could conquer. I'd rather take the word of architects and first responders that 9/11 was an inside job, controlled demolition bombing. The listen to profiteering shills like Ryan Dawson. If you don't understand the different levels of the honey pot, then I guess you deserve to remain blind to the plot. See, I'm the sort of guy with such a great disdain for lies that'll torture sacred cows just to watch you fucking cry. See, I'm the sort of guy with such great disdain for lies that'll torture sacred cow just to watch you fucking cry. See, I'm the sort of guy with such great disdain for lies that'll torture sacred cow just to watch you fucking cry. Peace. so many lessons left to learn. This world is always changing, but the whiskey always burns. A word of kindness lighten silence if only for a time. But words of hatred make it a burden to the mind. A sign that perhaps what we really need most is a place that we can go when we feel at such a low. Though who knows if such a place does exist? Is it found in love? Like I try to insist, wish I knew the answer, so I could honestly say if there's a way to just escape from the hate, the fakes, the snakes, those who thrive off the pain they create in others without a perception of shame. I'll explain it in the simplest way that I can to you. The guilty don't feel guilty, they learn not to. This life is like a journey, so many lessons left to learn. This world is always changing, but the whiskey always burns. A teacher once told me that in times of doubt, think upon this adage and you'll figure it out. Knowledge speaks, wisdom listens, so shut your fucking mouth. A teacher once told me that in times of doubt, think upon this adage and you'll figure it out. Knowledge speaks, wisdom listens, so shut your fucking mouth. A lie, 99% of the time, is more palatable than truth, as you will find. That's why groupthink will always be bullshit, and why a lie finds its way to so many lips. A lie can make you popular, the bigger the better. Some lie to tear apart, others lie to stay together. Never has there truly been a lie that is good, no matter moral relativism, convincing you it could. But the worst of all lies, worse than all else, is the lie that every day you tell to yourself. A lie can make you popular, the bigger the better. Some lie to tear apart, others lie to stay together. Never has there truly been a lie that is good, no matter moral relativism, convincing you it could. But the worst of all lies, worse than all else, is the lie every day that you tell to yourself. A teacher once told me that in times of doubt, think upon this adage and you'll figure it out. Knowledge speaks, wisdom listens, so shut your fucking mouth. A teacher once told me that in times of doubt, think upon this adage and you'll figure it out. Knowledge speaks, wisdom listens, so shut your fucking mouth. At a very lowest, tell me, where is God? Is it just another self-deceiving mask facade? A product of a fear of death, a fear of change, a fear of the unknown, a need to still explain inexplicable fractured systems of political hierarchies of other dogmas backed up with ridicule, ostracism, and even the gravest of violence. Self-proclaimed peace from patriarchal tyrants, silencing any counter-narrative spoken, with a populace completely emotionally broken, open to whatever power under which they exist. Tell me, where is God in moments like this? Why do we try to understand if God is real at the expense of what we see, we hear, and we feel? Some say we're broken pieces of God in a dream. I honestly can't help but to wonder what it means. A man can search to his heart's content for the mind that designed every day he has spent existing in a life that he never asked to live, and looking for a meaning in all the effort he gives. Is time nothing more than another illusion, where man's quest for knowledge is a source of confusion? The wisest words spoken never got an applause. So before the curtain falls, tell me, where is God? While we're still breathing, tell me, where is God? Is he living in the clouds with some crown and a rod? Is he living in a book, a church, some words, or the temple? Does God live in the heart, the spirit, or the mental? Is he really she? Is it all just lunacy? Grasping every straws while the lungs still breathe. We need to still our minds, stop stressing what we seek. Live in the moment, eyes open, love everything. Life sings a song of many voices if you'd only listen. Reflection upon experience is the only road to wisdom. Sit beneath the trees, listen into the forest. Meditation is free, don't tell me you can't afford it. A chorus of silence provides means to the serene. Life is the crossroads of reality and dreams, between fleeting times and merely nothing at all. Just playing our parts before the curtain finally falls. A man can search to his heart's content for the mind that designed every day he has spent existing in a life that he never asked to live, and looking for a meaning in all the effort he gives. Is time nothing more than another illusion, where man's quest for knowledge is the source of confusion? The wisest words spoken never got an applause. So before the curtain falls, tell me, where is God? ghosts want your money? I'd rather have your time. I'd rather expand your mind than get props for some rhymes. Can we find peace in this physical incarnation? Can a rap engage in more than just ego inflation? I'm sticking a claim that not only can it happen, but he who doesn't have to make a penny off of rapping to put action to words. I'll always be unsold, even when my fucking bones are in a coffin growing mold. You can keep the platinum record, you can even keep the gold. You can keep the silver too, not a single record sold. Been told by a dozen different people that this is fruitless. If you ain't making money, what's the point of doing music? I'm not stupid, but some things are more important than money. If that sounds crazy to you, turn the music off, buddy, cause it's got nothing for you. No, not even a little bit. Go bump pop, cause you're not intellectually literate. Limited to simple shit like a heart grown cold. Tethered to weak people with no sort of selfless goals. So many sold themselves for little more than just some paper. Acting like a stack of cash is the wrong Lord and Savior. The flavor of death hangs upon consumerism. From the corpses you eat to the lies you quote as wisdom. What religion teaches peace rather than changing its meaning? Who promotes love over closed-minded cretins? Demons seen everywhere by another Christian slave blinded by faith and lies. The Bible is the mental change when explained as literal fact by another fucking pastor making 6 figures a year like some sort of Hollywood actor. Then you factor in the other vultures looking for scraps from a broken populace of the overtaxed and the trapped. No matter what religion got them stuck in the mud, sinking deeper and deeper, living timid and thought-struck. Such is the state of slaves under Zionist control, doing the best to sell their own goddamn souls. Well, that is if they got them in the first fucking place and didn't already lose them to the insanity they chase. Wasted time to try to save those don't want to be saved. Life is fucked, people have only themselves to blame. Change doesn't come from waiting for somebody else. The greatest agent of change is in the mirror. Is self-repellent to most? Is the concept of work. You'll never grow a garden if you don't ever touch the dirt. Hurt for a while so something else can really thrive. That's one of the things it really means to be alive. The man that rules himself is he who ain't afraid to bleed. Most don't live in the moment cause they're too fast asleep. So you can keep your silver and you can even keep the gold. You can keep your fucking money, dude, or die unsold. Peace.
Believing that he's an animal, he thinks he has the right to kill.
Every day, genocide waged upon other species. I don't really give a flying fuck if you believe me. 3 billion a day, over a trillion a year. Did you fucking hear me? Over a trillion a year. Sentient beings with their own will to exist. But hey, you're hungry, so you don't really give a shit. The bitch of it all is that it's so unnecessary. Everything you need to eat grows out of the ground already. But that's not good enough, so you're feeding on corpses while screaming about sanctity of life and abortions. Afforded even less compassion than you feel for one another. Would you murder, butcher, cook, and eat your own brother? Motherfucker, you don't have to live a life fueled by death, consuming everything until not a thing is left. Despite how much you mock me and whatever you do, no animal feeds upon near as much death as you. Believing you're an animal, you think you have the right to kill and eat the flesh of others like it's no big deal. For real, how many have to suffer keeping you clothed and fed? No respect for the living, even lust for the dead. Instead of treating other forms of life like they matter, you treat them like a Chinese fetus, eaten, fried, and battered. Many can see the truth if they open their eyes. What the fuck will it take for the rest to empathize?
Yo, serial killer, staring you in the mirror. Cold corpses on the counter, getting ready for dinner. Blood gurgling, fun murdering some young girl while the sun's burgundy. Gas guzzling, cries muffling, thighs stuffing them, rhymes stuck in your mind. Fucking the prime number of fine women just for a bite of chest meat. And don't you fucking judge me while I eat your breast, please. I just need a bit of protein. I know plants have it, but I want it from your ice cream. Then you scream, cause I'm sucking on some cow tits. But I swear where I come from, we all do this. Species is cannibals, think with our mandibles. Rambling man says, man, you're a shambles. Stop eating animals, try brambles instead. You're gambling your fam on random sandwiches.
Believing you're an animal, you think you have the right to kill and eat the flesh of others like it's no big deal. For real, how many have to suffer keeping you clothed and fed? No respect for the living, even less for the dead. Instead of treating other forms of life like they matter, you treat them like a Chinese fetus eating fried and battered. Many can see the truth if they open their eyes. What the fuck will it take for the rest to empathize? Obesity running rampant from the animal products, the sugar, the salt, the additives that are toxic. Stop it, you're killing yourself with the meat that you eat, abusing your kidneys and entrenching more heart disease. With eggs and cheese, you're supporting crony industries that are built upon exploitation and suffering. But I see so few care, eating pork rinds and such, stuffing ever more into your mouth because you can't get enough. What consumerism means is best defined as this: being driven by your stomach rather than willpower. It's a culture created by ignorance and misinformation. These square meals daily promoted by media masons change the station. Plant-based diets lead to better lives, a healthier body, a clearer conscience, and a clearer mind. Buying flesh prepackaged doesn't change where you stand. Waist deep in death with fresh blood on your hands.
Believing that he's an animal, he thinks he has the right to kill.
Pharmaceutical industry really telling you the truth about safety versus risks of vaccines? Or is the real truth found in the true stories of the people, the moms and dads, parents who have seen their children harmed by vaccines, even as the vaccine industry told them that's impossible, that can't be happening?
With more than 50 cases of measles now confirmed in Washington state, there is a new push to change vaccination requirements. Washington is currently one of 17 states that allow parents to refuse vaccines for philosophical reasons. That could change.
We, the parents and doctors and professionals of Informed Choice Washington, have been attempting to bring the latest science on vaccines and discoveries about the human immune system to the various public health agencies of Washington state, especially to the Department of Health. In doing so, we thought we would be beginning a genuine discussion that would lead to change that would align vaccination policy with known vaccine limitations and risks and unintended consequences to protect individuals and the public. Instead, we have discovered a network of government and drug industry entanglements so complex and so richly funded, they form a pervasive, tightly woven fabric consisting of literally thousands of groups all working together toward just one thing: increasing vaccination uptake.
Opting out of vaccinations simply because you don't believe in them may not be an option for some much longer. Washington state may change the rules on vaccinating kids. One bill that is specific to the measles, mumps, and rubella vaccine just passed the state house. Another bill in the Senate would eliminate personal or philosophical objections altogether.
time again. What is freedom? Why is democracy an achievement? When did God bless America? When did borders gain meaning? See, the seed creeps further through historical narratives, and so the understanding which the masses inherited is impaired in it. Colors of judgment through this day. Just look at the body count and tell me who is to blame. Millions of natives enslaved, the land's taken away by motherfuckers crying about national borders today. Things stay the same in this new world order. Things never change. Flint, Michigan, tap water. Why bother to change it when there's bombs to drop, victims to mock, and other criminal regimes to prop and plot while militarizing the domestic cops? When we're getting played like slaves, why would they ever stop? Not a chance to stand still like broken hands on a clock. So until the day we shut it down, here's illegal thoughts. Only a matter of time before I'm locked up for thought crime. Better have a reason to die, yo. I got mine, set the needle down. Step away from the kids before I split your motherfucking wig. Never researched vaccines, but wanna tell me how shit works. You never even read the goddamn insert. Trying to pass laws to make your poison mandatory. So much for freedom of choice, your mind's still snoring. Asleep cause you keep calling me a retard. Say it to my fucking face, I might send you to meet God. It seems odd, declaring a state of emergency over a couple dozen children. But still fervently you're worrying parents about a mild childhood disease. Your vaccinated children shed every single time they sneeze. Bitch, please, you ain't ever even heard of theirs. Never researched a thing, so tell me, why do you care? Is it because you let the media control your narrative, or just adore a giant industry that's always there to give tens of millions of years to those who peddle their products? A motherfucker like smoke will live and die to stop it. Peace. People have a knack to make you wanna be alone, and trust is at an all-time low no matter what is shown. Take it from someone who's wallowed there and grown. Don't let a cruel world have you turn into stone. Sown the seeds of self-doubt in your mind's own garden. You think perhaps you're broken, your heart begins to harden. Everyone else has opinions, but compassion's rarely seen. And when it's seen, is it real, or is it just a dream? Some lies disguised to hide the ugly truth, and so you quickly pull away and try to stay aloof. But unlike most with kind words and hidden motives, let these words I say to you ring true after they are spoken. Happiness is chosen as a peace, trust, and love. All conscious decisions you make every day, you wake up until the effort's non-existent, and it's just how you live. A man's measure isn't based on what he has, but what he gives. People don't get more mature, they just grow older. People don't get more mature, they just grow older. People don't get more mature, they just grow older. People don't get more mature, they just grow older. People don't get more mature, they just grow older. But you already knew that, I don't need to show you. Told you 100 times about the same old shit. Corruption, dysfunction, and a culture of pigs. Sloth, pride, lust, envy, gluttony, and greed. I really wonder if our people deserve to be free. See, many know the truth, but they'd never admit it. Rather keep on watching while their rights are restricted. Insipidness grips vicious at the heart of the timid. that'll do nothing regardless of the conditions they live in. Getting more expensive daily while you're becoming obsolete. While the cops harass the homeless people living in the streets, we see poverty grows as our taxes grow fatter. Trillions spent on waste and war like human life don't matter. Who wants to try when it's so easy to quit? See a room full of people who choose to wallow in shit. People don't get more mature, they just grow older. People don't get more mature, they just grow older. People don't get more mature, they just grow older. People don't get more mature, they just grow older. What have you accomplished, social media hero? Have you ever saved a life? No, absolutely zero. Oh, then I guess you must have stood for a cause against the majority and their immoral laws. No again, well then, what have you actually done to be labeled as brave? I can't seem to find one qualification Although, if I had to guess, people seem to think a hero is some man in a dress or some GI still saluting the American flag until his damn family's grieving over another body bag left in the right wing, flying you to a grave. Nothing about being a slave will ever make you brave, living for the wage for which you have been trained. Your cognitive dissonance, heavy weight on the brain. Never thought that I would have to explain that you're not a hero, you're just fucking insane. You gave your rights away, you're so fucking brave. You got yourself a gun, you're so fucking brave. You killed somebody's son, you're so fucking brave. You're so fucking brave, you're just so fucking brave. You cut off your dick, you're so fucking brave. You cut off your tits, you're so fucking brave. You're killing your kids, you're so fucking brave. You're so fucking brave, you're just so fucking brave. Find applause somewhere else, you won't find it here. Takes more to make a man than rough hands and a beard. Takes more to make a woman than a dress and some tits. Takes more to be a dope than a marriage and kids. A hero sacrifices not for status and fame, but because what is right isn't subject to change. A hero ain't a thug with a badge and a gun, shooting unarmed people in the back if they dare to run. Fundamental definition, what does hero mean? Is she wearing spandex tights on your TV screen? See, the thing that pisses me right off to no fucking end is the way they virtue signal to the rest of their friends. I don't give a fuck about your muscles or your car, and I don't give a fuck about your tattoos and your scars. A hero's never found in all the movies and the art. A hero is a man with character that lives in his heart. You gave your rights away, you're so fucking brave. You got yourself a gun, you're so fucking brave. You killed somebody's son, you're so fucking brave. You're so fucking brave, you're just so fucking brave. You cut off your dick, you're so fucking brave. You cut off your tits, you're so fucking brave. You're killing your kids, you're so fucking brave. You're so fucking brave, you're just so fucking brave. You're so fucking brave. You're so fucking brave. You're so fucking brave. You're so fucking brave. This world's unfair, you gotta find your own way. Indeed, no guarantee you live to see another day. Media fear-mongering to push vaccination, with more corporate propaganda from your TV station. Google and Facebook censoring controversial information. Our policy of hidden content and demonetization, blatant suppression from mass media monopolies can't win a debate. So they create a lot of these contrived social outcries for a government mandate. Until you're a cultural prisoner and you deserve your damn fate. It's over, I'm finished, I'm done with you fucking scum. If the expert said to do it, you just stare at the sun. Or mangle your son on the altar of collective consensus. But God forbid you read and expand your mental dimensions. No more trying to convince you cunts with studies and stats, inserts, articles, interviews. You know, basic facts. trash or watch cartoons or superheroes instead. Then vote for vapid assholes like Ocasio-Cortez, dead inside your mind because critical thought takes effort. And lazy fucking tards will never try to be better, just laughing at me with more shit-tiered memes. I wanna grab your cell phone and smash the fucking screen. I would scream if I thought it would wake the people, but they just scream loud about climate change or the measles. Feeble-minded sheep just watching Jimmy Fallon and Logan Paul, harassing the masses with some stupid shit like the wall, falling for the same old lies another 100 times, living in the fall of Rome, a society of crime. Everybody's defrauding the system while it robs them right back. Internet like a spider web, got you addicted and trapped. Information at your fingertips, but instead you're just stuck. Don't care much for anything, that's why we're all fucked.
So you wanna be hardcore, put your head to the back. So you wanna be hardcore, put your head to the back.
I toss and I turn, trying to let my mind rest. Find a few hours a night to let go of the stress. See, I'm blessed with the curse of always giving a fuck, especially when it'd be easier just giving up. Nothing much had changed, but I live for the struggle. I love to be the needle, always bursting your bubble. Subtle signs and simple symbols got the people so broken. Few can think outside the paradigm that they have chosen. Open borders seem like such a threat to some, while others stressing over legal ownership of guns. One sold to another, it's all just a farce. Fear got you clearly calling government to start encroaching even further than they are this very second. Cheering your own demise, just as was intended. Pretending everyone and everything else is to blame. I wake up in a cold sweat, full of sorrow and hate. Hell ain't burning in a cave of God's basement. It's seeing every problem being unable to change it. The fragrance of poverty spreading painful and putrid, while foods choose to worship the cretins who produced it. I'm choosing to let go so I can finally fall asleep, clear my mind of everything, relax and deeply breathe. Just can't seem to shake the feeling that this is wrong. How many more will die before I finally see the dawn? Pondering the violence makes my heart and mind race, keeping me from ever reaching another peaceful state. So I take my robe, stroll to the kitchen for some tea, load a bowl and take a couple hits of weed. Silently the scream of the kettle snaps me out of my trance, so I pour as big a cup as I can possibly stand. Just another night with my own worst enemy, an insomniac forever living on the edge of sleep.
So you wanna be hardcore, put your head to the back. So you wanna be
cause that's what I am. Just another fleeting life like every other man. I plan for the future, but who really knows? I understand why so many just go with the flow. There's no easy way to be the person you should, even when you're a hermit, living out in the woods. You who stood with me, if only for a time. Y'all are the reason I ever wrote my first rhymes. I'm sitting here smoking, just thinking about life and every other face that'll never again grace my sight. Why was I born into such a crazy age? And will I have the strength to help the people really change? Is it even possible, or am I just a dreamer? Am I full of shit like some television preacher? Am I out of place, another fly in the amber? Still got so many questions, but so few answers.